your throat. Because the minute you did do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, the vibration and the sound went inward, not out. And you can feel it in your throat. So if you put your hand to your throat, go ahead and sing. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You see how hard it is? It's a struggle to do it. It's like, you know, even opera singers and stuff have a hard time doing that. And you're like, so why do we do that? It was a program to shut our throats. He says, instead, you're going to do the Sanskrit way. And you're going to open up the vibration and bring it out of your body. And of course, we were all amazed by this. So you put your hand on your throat. And if you have your sheet, the very last page. And you can do this any which way. Sa re ga ma pa do ni sa sa pa sa re ga ma pa do ni sa re ga ma pa do ni sa. If you want to do it slower and feel it coming out, sa sa. You can feel it vibrate. It just vibrates. Re. So when he gave us this, and he gave us this exercise, he said, I want you to practice it every single day, and on the last day, because he gave us this the first day, on the last day, I want to hear you. And I was like, you want to hear me? Okay. So this is what happened at last day of the class. One by one, we come up to him, and he goes, sa re ga ma pa do ni sa. Okay, so you would start, and you would get up there, and I would say, sa re ga ma pa do ni sa re ga ma pa do ni sa. And he said, do it 3 times, hold your breath, and let it go. And we did that, and we was like, and we noticed that every single time it just got louder and louder and louder. And he would just look right at you when you're doing it, and he would either go like this, or he'd go like this. Most of the time it was like that. And then he went, because he can feel and hear the vibration unlock in your throat. He had that gift that he can actually hear that unlock. And he goes, it worked. It's unlocked. Now that your throat is unlocked, you need to keep the vibration going. So I come back to the States, what do? I sang this every day on the way to work. Every day. For 2-3 years. I'd be driving to work, sa re ga ma pa do ni sa. Every day it was different. You can tone this any way you want. That's the beauty of it. Because it's easy. It's just a simple phrase. Sometimes I'd be like, sa re ga ma. Sa re ga ma. Sa re ga ma. Sa re ga ma. And it's a mantra. That's a kicker. It's a mantra. What does it mean? Don't ask me at this moment, but I knew it then. But yeah, you just go along with it. You can rap with it. You can jazz it up. You can meditate to it. It's just beautiful. So I gave you some other YouTube videos, the songs that are really, really, really easy. But they have the same phrases and the same type of sounds. 100 blessings is what Ramadasa means. So when you hear the song, Ramadasa, Ramadasa, you can keep saying Ramadasa all you want. It's 100 blessings. It's a mantra. It's all Sanskrit. And it's ancient. This is an ancient Sanskrit language. This is nothing new. This is before we ever did the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Which that never got us anywhere. But with time, your throat will open, and I gave you some examples and some really good songs to practice with. I highly recommend you do this. Easiest time, driving to work, driving the kids to school, whatever, you know. You can get the tape, the audio, and just plug it into your, and just listen to it, and just go along with it. And now I feel that with all these exercises that I've been doing, I can actually feel the shift in my throat. Every so often, there's a shift in the throat, the vibration and the sound changes, and the tones get deeper and longer. And I can feel it vibrate throughout my body. So opening your throat chakra is so important because it's like a triggering effect. It's an unlocking, you vibrate, it shifts, and it's like, and sometimes you can feel it throughout. And you can just feel that just ripple through. So sometimes when you unlock one area, it just kind of keeps going. The other thing I wanted to kind of mention is if you have earplugs at home, or you can buy some, you can get earplugs, put them in, and you repeat the sounds. You can hear the vibration. You can literally hear the vibration because you're toning everything out. And when you have earplugs, it's like, well, you can use your fingers and you could just like, and it just blocks everything to where you can only hear yourself. So you can hear your vibration. And we all have our own individual vibrations. We have our own blueprint vibration, if you want to call it that. And so toning is part of that. And if you're not comfortable out loud, saying this out loud, because I wasn't at first, the first day when he gave us this exercise, I started humming it. Because it was so closed that I couldn't even say it the first day. So I just kept humming it. And after humming it for a while, then all of a sudden, my lips opened and sound came out. And it was a process. It was like a child learning how to speak. I invite you to do that. If you're not comfortable saying the words, or even saying it, sa, re, ga, ma, pa, de, and DHA is de, ni, sa. And you're like, okay, I can say it. And then allow the rest to keep flowing with time. And there's another thing too. Oh, when you're done doing this, your exercise on this, why not do a toning exercise. Just literally, just tone. Just, you know, hum, Allahu, whatever. Whatever comes to mind. So right now, think of a sound, anything, and just tone it. Just tone. It doesn't have to be a word. That's the beauty of it. You just tone the sound. Just center yourself, and whatever comes out, allow it to come out. Just allow it to flow. When it flows, it's like a universal connection. That's all I can say. It gives you this super high. You're in this high vibrational place that just feels so good. And when someone tries to bring you down or whatever, you know, you hang up the phone and you're like, and you just tone, it's like, whatever that was, doesn't even come near you. And if you just tone like that, not like, I mean, your own tone, your own signature tones, do your toning, whether it's oming, whatever it is, whatever it sounds like to you, whatever it is, because every day my tone is different, I can tell you that, because my tone is whatever the energies are. So if I have a fabulous toning day, I'm like, darn it, I should have recorded that because it'll never be the same. That's just the way it is. Because it's whatever the energy is in that moment with the energies that are around me. And that's what it is. So it'll never ever be the same. But toning is a very good way to stay high vibrational. And tone. There's nothing more beautiful than a man toning. Seriously. Seriously. Why do you think that we have all these Polynesian dancers and these New Zealand dancers, ho, you know, and they're toning and they're doing all this, even though they're doing their, you know, ceremonial dance, or Native Americans, they tone too. Have you heard them? When they come out with their feathers and everything and they're doing their dancing and everything, they're still toning. And it's beautiful. And that's what makes the whole thing magical. The dance, the toning, the sound, the vibration. So that's real important. So I'm going to leave you on that note and allow you to feel into your own personal vibrational blueprint. Speak.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, so now your homework is practice, because we need everybody to stand in their authentic self, their truth. This month is empowering, so hold that energy. And Scott, did you want to come up and do your part now?
It's interesting because St. Germaine came to me this morning and says, do some toning. I had no idea what the class was even on. And so he wanted me to do some toning before we do a meditation. And so let's go ahead. This toning happened, I received a blessing from a guy named J.J. Dewey. He said, out of your voice will come the healing sounds of God. And so I'd like to do that right now, and I'd like you to join with me doing the toning, because this is very powerful. And it, you know, I wasn't trained, except it downloaded that day. He gave me the blessing. I gave everybody a blessing that was in this cabin, and they all healed from some pretty severe diseases. And the toning is on the CD. I think a lot of you got the CD that first time that we had this year. So we'll go ahead and do some toning. vortex of energy. And we do that by, our hands carry energy. We shoot out energy. That's why it's rude to point at people. So create a vortex of good energy. And then from your heart chakra, we'll do an Om. Now we'll do one from our solar plexus, an Ong. Oh, good job. You're out hitting the note. You're not going flat or too high. That's good. Now we'll do a OMGI and let me
Just
do
follow
it,
you.
'cause- oh, okay, we did the Om, the Om. Now we'll do a and this expands you into the earth, so they all have a purpose. And now, it's interesting, when I was taught the throat chakra, I was taught to do me, because it represents you and your voice in the earth and the way you perceive things through your hearing. Very powerful. And this one's probably one of the most powerful because it hits that throat chakra. That was interesting. Oh, I gotta work on me. And then the others are very high-pitched tones, and these just kind of get you into those higher vibratory states. And so we'll start out with what that does is it connects you to the higher dimensions, and it's very powerful. Now, the other thing that he wanted me to do is do the, press the wrong button. He wanted me to do the love meditation again. Now, the reason we do this is it's very important for us to connect with the divine through sound. And, oh boy, this thing's like having trouble today. Okay. So I really like this song by Barry Goldstein. The first time I used it was a group down in Texas, and I was doing a webinar with them, and we did the toning, but it was interesting because I did a meditation with them that brought the love in. Right now, the world is in chaos. You can see it all around us. We're being taught all kinds of false things, such as wearing masks, social distancing. This is not the human experience. This is an experience they're creating to distance ourselves, disconnect us from one another, which creates more problems with diseases, believe it or not. And there's an agenda behind it, and it is the opposite agenda of God's agenda, which is to bring love to the planet and